keep hearing people yelling synced outside. I don't know where they're at. I keep hearing people yelling synced outside. And I was walking today, and there was this kid screaming synced. And then the kid was screaming like someone was beating him or something. Like the kid was just like screaming like but it was synced though. And then like the kid stopped screaming after I walked by where the screaming was coming from, wherever it was, in a backyard somewhere or some shit. It's like after I walk by, like I can hear it next to me, and after I walk by it stops. And it started when I was crossing the street. But the kid was just screaming like like what the fuck? There's a bunch of syncmobiles driving around right now, and Whitey turning around slowly and creepily in the parking lot. And there's a tan car coming in the parking lot behind the Whitey. What else was I gonna say? There's something else I was gonna say. The rain started sync the other day. Again. There was sync thunder. There's something else I was gonna say that I forgot. I'll think about it. Hold on. But meanwhile, I see a bunch of syncmobiles outside. And the guy got out of the Whitey and went in the building synced. And then the tan car is still sitting there with the lights on. There's someone walking up. And then turning around, walking back to their car, and then I didn't see him pull up though. I guess she just parked, I don't know. What the fuck was I gonna say? I forgot, man. I had to pause the video so I could remember what I was talking about, or what I was going to talk about. I remember now. So I was walking by this house. There were these kids playing baseball, synced. There's like these kids out in this front yard of this house. They're playing baseball synced. They're like throwing the ball next to me, or like catching the ball next to me, or like whatever, like running next to me or whatever. I forget what all they did, but shit like that. And then, and like I didn't hear, like I hear the bat hit the ball like when I walk up to the intersection after I walk by him and shit. And then I kept hearing it synced. But like, and they were just throwing it like when I walk by, and then they hit it with the bat when I get to the intersection. But like I didn't hear the bat or anything. Like I didn't hear them playing before I walked by. Like I think they just like walked out right as I was walking by, you know. They were probably just inside playing video games, and it was like, go play baseball, do it synced. So that happened. And then I've seen like a father and son like playing catch synced before. I've seen that a few times, I think. And then I was walking by his track meet one day, and they're doing like pole vaulting synced and shit. And I'm not lying. I'm not overanalyzing it or anything. They're pole vaulting synced and shit. My water heater turned on synced. You probably hear it turning on. The tan car is leaving the parking lot now. I don't know if he ever got out of it, but he's leaving synced though. So yeah, just whatever people would be doing, they'd be doing it synced. Whether they're playing baseball, mowing the lawn, or walking their dog, or skateboarding, or riding a bike, or throwing frisbee. I don't think I've ever seen that one, but if they do it, they'll do it synced. If they're a stalker head, they just do whatever they do synced. If they go skydiving, they're gonna land right in front of me on the sidewalk in a parachute. They're gonna land right directly in front of me as I walk up to the intersection. I see a yellow truck. Is he a sink? Don't sink. I don't know, man. I don't know if he was a sink, but all these other cars look synced after him. He's probably one of them too, though. So what else? What else? Oh yeah, the birds chirping synced outside my apartment window. I hear birds chirping right now. I don't know if they're syncing it, but they were earlier though. It's like every time I click something on my phone, a bird would chirp. And then I would stop clicking. Like I kept like testing it, I would just like stop, and the bird would stop chirping. And then right as I click something again, the bird's chirping right at that exact moment, just like right at that exact moment, right as I touch the phone. It's like, it just kept doing it over and over. It just kept doing it over and over and over. Cause like I was like scrolling on like Twitter and shit, and then like going to like YouTube or whatever, like just like going back and forth, whatever. And the bird kept doing it over and over. And then they'll just fly by my window all the time, like at synced up moments. Or fly by two birds simultaneous with each other. Yeah, the rain started synced the other day a few times. So it does. It just does. And then this sounds crazy even to me. Like I don't like, but this literally happened though. This is a true story. Like I was sitting on a bench yesterday. Yesterday, I think it's yesterday or the day before it or whatever. And I'm just sitting on a bench, and I turn my head to the right. There's these two silver cars down the path, at the end of the path, driving by me simultaneous. And then right when they drive by me simultaneous, just one drop of water hits my cheek. Just one raindrop hits my cheek. Then it started to rain, or like started to like sprinkle after that. But it wasn't raining before that though. So I don't know. That just did happen, but they definitely turned the rain on sync though. I know that. Like that might have been a coincidence, but it was at the exact moment that the silver cars drove by me though. And there was no other stalkers at the moment. Like there was nothing else happening. It was just those two cars. And it was right at that exact moment. So just saying. But I see a bunch of stockmobiles right now. They're sync-tarded. And then it's like there's a red car parked like in front of another red car, and then there's another red car parked way in the background behind those red cars, and then there's these two black cars that are parked right next to each other in the parking lot. It's like they strategically park them, I think, for the color coordination thing. I don't know. But they'll just, like, when I'm walking up the street, though, they'll have a red car parked on the side of the street, and then the blue car is driving by as I walk by it. So they definitely like to strategically park cars. Is a plane coming? I've been hearing them lately, but I don't know if they're stalking me or not. Is this one gonna stalk me? Where is it? I don't know. I think that engine sound is definitely stalker though. So I think that's all the stalking up things I got to talk about right now. I still hear this plane. I don't know where he's at though. But yeah, I think that's all the stalking up things I have to talk about right now. The birds have been going crazy lately. They've been flying all close to me and shit, circling around me a bunch of times. Especially on the intersection of Norfolk Avenue and 4th Street. There's all these birds that are like flying around over there. Just like flying around the intersection a bunch of times. And then they'll just like circle around me really close to me. And they'll do it synced up robotically. And then birds are always fighting each other right next to me. This bird just flew over my head chirping right now. He's probably stalking me, syncing with me talking about birds. Probably. It's because I'm talking about birds. But this bird's flying over chirping right now. He's like flying right in front of me right now, chirping. Another bird. And then another one just flew over my head, I think. And then there's two birds syncing each other right now in front of me. Damn. What was I saying about the birds though? They'll be fighting each other right next to me all the time. Like, there'll be two birds fighting each other right next to me. Like, they'll just come up to each other and start fighting each other right next to me. And just like, you know, like flying up and like jumping up and attacking each other. Someone just walked out with a red shirt and my refrigerator turned off right after it. And I hear engine sounds that sound sync-tarded. There's a red shirt walker in the sink. Let's see if the red shirt walker sinks, and that's the end of the Walking Up Sync podcast. Maybe. I don't know. pretty long podcast, though. I mean, it's not that long, but Red Jacket Walker. I don't know, man. What is it, Sinkhead? You just got a red jacket on. There's a bird sitting right in front of me, and he's flying away right as I say that. There's a white SUV, and he's syncing with these engine sounds that stopped when he drove through the intersection, and then it started again when he drove to the other side and drove out of sight. There's a bunch of sync-tard shit happening out there, so like that. So you hear them, they're walking up sync.